What's up guys, it's Weapon of Choice, the Omni Blade here with you guys, another Fire Emblem Heroes Top 5 this week. I asked you guys last week, at the end of the video, to decide which Top 5 I should do this week, between Top 5 Axe Heroes and Top 5 Sword Heroes. It was a very close battle, but at the end of the day, Axe Heroes won out by like 10 votes I believe. And so, that's what we're discussing here today, as you saw in the thumbnail and title clearly. Now, there are only two criteria for this list. The first one is that I need to have summoned the hero I am talking about in this video. Therefore, if I do not have a hero you think should be on this list, there is a very good possibility that I did not summon them. I cannot stress this enough. If the hero is not on this list, I probably did not summon them. As for the second criteria, I just have to like the hero, that's all there is to it. Another thing I'm going to add, which I think will explain why a certain hero isn't on this list but gets mentioned in an honorable mention, is the fact that I want to put heroes that I've used at their max potential on this list. You'll see what I mean by that when we get into that further on. But without any further delay guys, let's get into this week's Top 5. Coming in at the number 5 spot in this week's Top 5, we have a hero that I would say many people are not particularly fond of. Definitely one of the worst examples of power creep in this game. She has won multiple voting gauntlets, she is not well liked by many in the community, I don't really care about that, I love her, that's what matters, and that is why Camilla takes the number 5 spot in this week's Top 5. Now before all of you get salty with me, let me just level with you. Camilla is here mostly because I have a very nostalgic connection with her. Can I say something's nostalgic if it's not even a year old? Well, I just did, so who cares at this point. Camilla was my first 5-star summon in this game. I think she was my 3rd summon overall in this game, so first off, I was incredibly lucky to pull her so damn early, but still. Camilla was just very good to me. She had a plus speed boon with a minus res Bane. It was just, I loved her, she was amazing. So damn useful in the early phases of this game. She was never really A tier, I think people still saw her as B tier, but she was definitely useful for me because of her good speed. She got to double a lot of things, meaning she could just quad them. And while she doesn't hit too hard with her Brave Axe, she did enough damage for me to function very well. I like Camilla just because she's very balanced overall, a bit too balanced in my opinion. I wish she had a bit less HP and had more attacking speed. Overall, she's just a very solid balanced unit, just 37 HP, 30 attack is a bit low, 32 speed is actually pretty damn fast. A plus speed Camilla is really damn fast, and she's got good bulk. I mean, 28 defense and 31 res, that's nothing you can laugh at. That's all just very solid bulk, very solid offense. Not the strongest thing ever, but just a very competent unit overall. And she works really well for me. I like her enough to give her a summoner support to help patch up her flaws. And that is why she has the number 5 spot in this week's Top 5. My 4th favorite Axe hero in this game is the unit with the highest raw rating as well. She's powerful. A lot of people didn't think she would come to this game so soon. I'm very happy she did though. I love her. A lot of people love using her. She has done great things for Armor Emblem. You already know who it is. It's Amelia. Amelia is just so damn powerful. I never would have thought Amelia of all units would be statistically just the strongest in the game. That is crazy for me. And it's just funny because in her art, she has just heavy shoulder pads and just fully decked out in armor, and then beneath her waist is just a mini skirt. That's just hilarious to me. That just perfectly embodies, I think, what many naysayers say Fire Emblem is becoming. I don't really care. I think it's hilariously amazing. Amelia, 173 raw rating. That's absurd. That is so much power. 47 hit points gives her a very solid HP pool. She could probably run Panic Ploy pretty damn well, all things considered. I personally just use Armor March because fucking Armor March is great. If you have extra Amelias, you can sacrifice Armor March to other units and make her a Panic Ploy unit. I don't really know. All I know is that I love Armor March. Her attack and speed. Amelia redefined Armor Knights not just because of her skill, but because of her speed. Do you know what the fastest armor was before Amelia came out? Neither do I, and I don't really want to know. I'm pretty sure it was something slow, like maybe Gwendolyn or something. Amelia has 34 base speed and 34 attack, 48 at neutral with her Slang Axe, which, by the way, reduces the special cooldown charge of her special. That's redundant, but I don't really care, because it's ridiculous. 3-turn cooldown Ignis, 2-turn cooldown Bonfire. Stuff like that is just absurd on Amelia. And just the fact that we have a fast armor with still good bulk, 35 defense, highest stat aside from HP, and 23 res, not amazing, but it's still potent. It's still, like, good enough for her to take a hit or two. It's absurd how powerful Amelia is, and that's why she takes number 4 spot on this list. Also, I just love her art. She's cute as a button. Taking the bronze medal in this week's Top 5, we have the unit that everyone loves. You love him, I love him. I don't know anyone who doesn't love this man. Say it with me now, people. We like Ike. Brave Ike takes the number 3 spot in this week's Top 5, and my goodness does he deserve it. The same way Amelia redefined Armor Emblem, Ike more or less redefined the meta overall. Mostly for whales though, because most sane people don't have the ability to sacrifice their Ikes. What am I talking about? I'm talking about his A-slot skill. Steady Breath. Steady Breath gives Ike a +4 defense boost, but not only does it do that, it also gives him basically a killer edge built into his skill, if that makes any sense. It's just, every time he goes into combat, he takes damage, and then he just has his cooldown just dropped lower. It's just, how does this happen? Why does this happen? Who cares? All I know is that it makes slow units viable, and that's what I love about it. The fact that Ike naturally has really low speed, 28 is pretty damn slow for a meta threat. Just, it helps him so well, and I love how slow units now have a chance in this game because of Ike's skill, but even Ike himself, he doesn't really want to give up that A-slot skill. He's a very good unit with it. He has 52 attack at neutral. That is disgustingly powerful. Just 36 base plus Irvin? It's crazy because Irvin even reduces the damage of follow-ups by 80%. That's absurd how good that is. On a unit with 35 base defense, his res is kind of shaky. 20 res is pretty bad. He can't survive Reinhardt hits though, thanks to that Irvin benefit. And just, he's so damn good. 43 HP gives him a nice HP pool to just tank hits, survive, go for ethers, and just deal with so many common threats. I just love the fact that slow units now have viability. It's all thanks to Brave Ike, and that is why he makes the number 3 spot in this week's top 5. Taking the runner-up spot in this week's top 5 is a unit that we have all wanted since day one. We have hungered for this man ever since he was in the game, and now we have had the opportunity to get him. And even after all the power creeps, this man has withstood the test of time. Give it up for the Hector. Hector. I would be remiss to not put Hector in the top 3 of this list. Hector has always been good. Hector will always be good. Hector is Hector, and that automatically makes him a god. Seriously, 52 HP, you want to hear about a real panic play user? This man right here. 36 attack, just as buff as Ike, but guess what? She's got 37 defense, making him even tougher than Ike. I mean, he's got low speed with 24, he also only has 19 res, so again, bad res, gets bodied by most mages. I'm pretty sure he gets bodied by Reinhardt because he doesn't have that Irvin. But just Hector, who doesn't love Hector, seriously? There is a reason a man went out of his way to spend $1,000 just to not get Hector, okay? He's powerful. Distant counter. Just the fact that a powerful unit like Hector has it, it makes sense. He's amazing in FE7. He's great in this game too, and I love that. Hector embodies power. He's bulky. He embodies what an armor knight should be, and that's why I just love him so much. He does his job so well. There's a reason he was undoubtedly the best axe armor in the game, because his only competition was Sheena, but still, Hector is powerful. Quick Repo 2 built into his weapon, you don't even need to waste a Tsubaki on that. You just have a perfectly beautiful Hector ready to go. Just give him some threat and attack, maybe some ward armor, maybe give him some Wings of Mercy, maybe Vantage, whatever your cup of tea is. All I know is that Hector can get the job done. He's powerful, he's awesome, and he has withstood the power creep, and that is why he takes a number 2 spot in this week's top 5. Now before we get into this week's number 1 spot, I have to go over the honorable mentions. There's quite a few this time around because I just love axe heroes so much in this game. First one's gonna be Norina Zero, just because axe dancers are amazing. Probably would be on this list, but she doesn't really make it because of the fact that I don't have her. I ended up pulling a Fae instead, so kinda sucks that I didn't get her. In terms of the horse representative, I'm gonna mention Titania here just because I think she's probably the best axe cav we have in the game right now. There's not too much competition for that spot, but I think Titania does it well. Very good Reinhardt check, very good speed. I love using her, she's a very solid unit. Summer Tiki definitely gets an honorable mention just because I love Axe Valor, and she's just a fast, hard-hitting unit, got some decent bulk on her as well. Again, I love Valor units. Summer Tiki just makes it for an honorable mention because of that alone. She's just very powerful together, love her close defense skill. And I think the most disappointing honorable mention here for a lot of people is going to be Cherche. I understand a lot of people love Cherche, but I haven't had the chance to use her at her maximum potential. I have not had the opportunity to build that perfect Cherche. I don't have a plus attack Cherche, I don't have Death Blow 3, I do have Brave Axe Plus on her already, but I haven't had the chance to use her at her maximum potential. That's why I have to at least give her an honorable mention. If she was at her max potential, she would easily be in my top 3. But while you may have a very, very large but not so loud fanbase, Cherche, just know that I appreciate you as well, and I wish you a happy early birthday, because it is coming up soon. And with the sappy sentiments out of the way, let's get into the number 1 entry in this week's top 5. Coming in at the number 1 spot in this week's top 5, we have a unit with legacy behind them. We have the origin of probably one of the most beloved archetypes in Fire Emblem. My favorite axe hero in this game is Minerva. Minerva is just one of the strongest units in this game because she has such a great stat makeup, and everything about her screams power to me. I know I've been saying power a lot in this video, but what else can you say about axe units? Axe units are known for their strength, their speed, and their high HP pools for whatever reason. And Minerva just embodies all of that. 40 HP, 31 base attack comes off as kinda low, but she wields the mighty Hector, giving her a nice 47 base attack, and she gets a plethora of special options, given the fact that Hector is basically a glorified killer axe. 1 turn cooldown Moonbow, 2 turn cooldown Draconic Aura, 3 turn cooldown Dragon Fang. Minerva gets all of these options. Hell, she could even run Ether and make it work. And then there's her 33 base speed, 32 base defense, her 22 res is kinda low, but you know what, you don't really care about res. All that matters is that you give her Life and Death 3, which she comes with innately and it's glorious. You give her Desperation, and you watch her go off on all of her enemies. Seriously, Life and Death gives Minerva 38 base speed and 52 base attack. It's disgusting how powerful she is. I have a plus speed Minerva, and let me tell you, she doubles just about everything. All she has to do is go into 1 round of combat, gets bombed into her desperation range, and it's beautiful. You ever hear any of those stories about how people go back to play other Fire Emblem games because they were exposed to Fire Emblem Heroes first, and they want to see, like, why does everyone care about this Lucina character? Why is everyone obsessed with Lyn? Why does everyone like Ike? All of that stuff, Minerva is kind of that for me. I went to play Shadow Dragon just because I wanted to learn more about this powerful woman. And while I didn't actually get to her story because I quit right before her chapter because I was so drained of energy from that point, I still went back to play this game because I loved her so much, and just that feeling that I had because of Minerva puts her at the #1 spot in this week's top 5. And that is going to be it for this week's top 5. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you think there are some heroes that I missed, let me know in the comment section down below who your top 5 axe heroes are. Let me know who your favorite is. Let me know why you love axe heroes, or if you don't. If you're one of the sword people, don't worry. You will get your top 5 next week, as I will be going over my top 5 favorite sword heroes in this game. But with that all being said, guys, I hope you all have a great day. Good luck summoning, and I'm gonna get up out of here. Peace.